Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Breaking news for you from Somalia. Jubaland forces and federal forces are confronting each other. Is war about to erupt between Jubaland and federal government? Jubaland president got himself re-elected. Hassan Sheikh government spoke after that. Two planes full of federal soldiers landed in an area. Are they going to march towards Kismayo, Jubaland capital? Jubaland fired Gaidu governor. Several updates for you in this video. It seems that we're seeing unprecedented tensions in Somalia between a regional state and federal member state government. State is warning that fighting could happen anytime. We know that today, on Monday, Jubaland held a regional election, indirect election. Somalia's federal government has been opposing this election, saying it is illegal. It is violation of decisions made by National Consultative Council, which agreed to hold regional election directly, not indirectly, in June next year. But Jubaland pressed ahead with regional indirect election. Madobe has been elected for the third term, I think, for 5 years. Madobe was contested. He was opposed by two candidates, but the electoral process was definitely not transparent. So Madobe was elected today as the regional president. Ethiopia supported Madobe. Ethiopia did not allow federal forces to land in Jubaland to stop this election from being held. Ethiopian troops blocked the arrival of Somalia's federal soldiers in Dolo and in Garbahare. Both are in Gaidu. The PM, Somalia PM office wrote a letter to Atmos asking Atmos support for the airlifting of federal government people to Garbahare, but Ethiopian troops did not allow federal forces, federal paramilitary forces to enter Jubaland. So we can say it is Ethiopia basically which helped Jubaland in selecting Madobe for third term for the next 5 years. But federal government now, it seems, is not ready to accept Madobe as the president. Federal government has mobilized its military. Jubaland government has confirmed that two planes full of soldiers and logistics landed in Ras Kamboni today. Ras Kamboni is a coastal town on Somalia-Kenya border. It's in Jubaland. Are these federal forces going to march towards Kismayo to remove Madobe from power? Madobe has asked regional forces and tribal militias to march towards Ras Kamboni. In Ras Kamboni, now federal forces and regional forces are confronting each other. Fighting can happen anytime. This is what Jubaland said in a statement just a few minutes ago. Ras Kamboni is close to Kenyan border. Kenyan troops are based in Jubaland, to part of Atmos. Kenyan troops did not stop the arrival of federal forces of Somalia, or they could not stop. Somalia's federal forces have taken over the airport in Ras Kamboni. In Ras Kamboni, now we're seeing a confrontation between two forces. Meanwhile, the federal government, led by Hassan Sheikh, has rejected today's election held in Jubaland, saying that according to the Jubaland constitution, no president can serve for 3 terms. So that is why Madobe's election for another term is illegal, not recognized, unconstitutional. Hamza Abdibare, the Prime Minister of Somalia, has called an emergency meeting tonight. Tonight is crucial. Is federal government planning to mobilize its forces into Jubaland from other regions? The two planes obviously arrived by air. The movement of federal forces was not by sea, but by air. Movement of federal forces from Ras Kamboni to Kismayo is unlikely because the distance between Ras Kamboni and Kismayo is around 300 kilometers. So federal force is just two planes, maybe a few hundred. You cannot capture Kismayo marching from Ras Kamboni. But if people of the area, tribal leaders of the area, they start supporting federal forces and they start marching towards Kismayo, then Madobe could be in trouble. Gaidu, the region which is under Ethiopian control, part of Jubaland. Gaidu governor Abdullahi Shimber has rejected Madobe as the new president. Shimber, in a video message, rejected today's election. Gaidu is part of Jubaland. And after that, Jubaland government fired Abdullahi Gimber, accusing him of being involved in misuse of aid funds. Abdullahi Gimber fired from his position as Gaidu governor. But who is in control in Gaidu? Ethiopia. Ethiopian troops in control there in Gaidu. So some regional leaders in Jubaland are rejecting Madobe's win, saying the election held today was unconstitutional. Madobe says he has secured a term for 5 years and federal government is against regional autonomy. Federal government wants to impose dictatorial rule in Somalia by denying due rights to regional states. What happened in Jubaland today is not, it cannot be called an election. It is totally opposite to what we saw in Somaliland, where a transparent election was held. In Jubaland, basically, Madobe got himself re-elected. No one would call it transparent, fair, democratic election. Now, what will federal government do? Federal government mobilized Gorgor troops. Turkish-trained troops landed in Ras Kamboni. Are they going to start an operation against the regional government of Madobe? That's not clear. We'll have to wait to see what happens in the next few days. Ethiopia supported Madobe, as I said earlier, and obviously Madobe will reward Ethiopia. Just like Ethiopia helped Madobe in getting himself re-elected, don't you think that Madobe will reward Ethiopia too? And he will oppose the withdrawal of Ethiopian troops from Gaidu. The withdrawal of Ethiopian troops from Gaidu seems to be unlikely, which must start in coming days. Because 30th of December is the last day of the presence of Ethiopian military in Somalia. So let's see what happens. So far, it's a very rapidly evolving situation. Tonight is crucial. What will federal government of Somalia do? Can it enforce its writ in Jubaland? Difficult, very difficult, because federal forces will be extremely overstretched if they try to move towards Kismayo. Rather, Jubaland president is sending his forces from Kismayo towards Ras Kamboni. How will Kenya react to this escalation on its border? Kenya wants to keep the insurgency in Somalia away from its borders. That's why its troops are operating in Jubaland in border areas, just like Ethiopian troops are operating in southwest state in border areas. But if fighting erupts in Ras Kamboni between Somalia's federal forces and Jubaland regional forces, what will Kenya do? Will it take sides? Several questions will find answers in coming days. Thank you for watching.